So here's the thing, right? I'm an English teacher and I'm in Peterborough. It's probably made some bad life choices. And I quite like it, right? I get made a head of year pretty quickly. I don't know if anyone here works with teenagers at all. Okay, yeah, like you might know what I mean when I say that. Like as a head of year, essentially I spend 95% of my time with about 5% of my year group, right? Most students go through the motions like perfectly fine and get through fine. The same 5% keep getting in trouble and keep needing like my attention. And one of those boys is actually one of the boys who was kicking that cardboard box around. That was on fire. His name was Jordan, right? And Jordan was getting in a lot of trouble and it got really bad. Like one day Jordan came into a maths lesson and he shot another student in the back of the head with an air rifle, right? It's quite bad. Here's the thing, right? I want to make it clear. When I say air rifle, I don't mean like a big, it's like a pistol-y air rifle. But he pulled that out of his bag and hit someone in the back of the head with it. That's a bad thing, yeah? Like, you can't do that, right? And so I get called into the head. He tells me what's happened, and he's like, Jordan's got to go. Like, I think he's got to go. We don't like to exclude at our school. We hate it, right? Because there's a lot of really, we feel bad. I'm in. Can we have freestyle ciphers, sir? And like rap battles in your classroom at break times and lunch times and stuff. And I was like, Jordan, I don't actually know what those things are. Cool. Like, sounds great. So every break time and lunchtime, my classroom is suddenly gone from being quite boring to really cool. Like, it's really interesting. Loads of teenage boys who would swear that they hate English, right, spend all their break times and lunchtimes like writing lyrics out and sharing them with each other, and it's like really, really cool. And at one point, and they don't really, I'm there, and they're like, and they know I do poetry, and they know I'm the poet laureate of Peterborough. And Jordan says to me at one point in hip hop club, he's like, what does it mean to be poet laureate of Peterborough? And I said, I go to all these posh events with the mayor and stuff, and no one really talks to me. And he said, like, it sounds crap. And I was like, yeah, it kind of is. And so they all develop a plan, and they're like, what you should do, sir, what you should do is you should write a diss track to the mayor, right? And to all these people and these things. That's what Nas would do. And I was like, I don't know that I can do that, guys. And they're like, yeah, go on, sick, do it. And I went away and I thought, you know what, I can't write a diss track, but maybe he's got a point. Maybe I should write about how annoying it is and what goes on at these dinners. So it inspired me to write this. The starter's removed, the main course emerges. And when I'm asked what I do for a living, our host's reaction verges on the incredulous. Half-digested food that's been fed to us spittoons from his lips, and he leans in, snarls and quips. A teacher, eh? Wouldn't catch me wasting my time with the Daze youth, just a bunch of grubby little shits. The wolves laugh around him, applaud the wit that he just fired. His wife smooths my arm like it was tablecloth. She purrs, no wonder he looks so tired. The room erupts again and I laugh too, because she's right. I am pretty tired. I'm tired from a day spent saying, tuck in that shirt, from getting kids into lines, making girls unroll their skirts. I'm tired of setting tests to the grumbling, the complaining. Exams get me stressed, giving detentions can be draining, and who'd have guessed it'd be so tiring making lessons entertaining. The kids don't care because someone's farted or had a nosebleed, or it's just fucking raining. And I'm tired of working with artists, with athletes, with dancers. I'm tired of asking questions till I realise maybe I don't know all the answers. And then I'm tired from watching the sparks that fly behind young eyes. The heroes born in the classroom, the self-worth they realise. And then those other kids, the ones where you have to tie on a line, dive deep inside, rescue the shreds of confidence that another adult rusted up inside. I'm tired of scrabbling at those locks, dredging back those pearls, then saying, well done, I'll see you next week. Then I'm back out into the world. I'm tired of teaching year 8 boys that flirting isn't just kicking girls. That was about Jordan. And I'm tired of working with young people who invest in their community, who aren't happy accepting our banal shirts leave mediocrity. And while the efforts of the majority sink to the back of the local paper, that one kid with a blade who hates the world because nobody taught him better gets plastered on page 1. So when I am tired, when all our hard work is done, I get to stand on duty, watch those grown-ups' fearful looks directed at my young minds laughing as they travel home with their books. But look, mostly right now I'm tired because yesterday in class we were discussing poverty in Uganda, and throughout it, my students were irate, raw with anger. They just couldn't understand the fact that young people die of starvation in our world by the score. And when one girl asked me, "Sir, how can this happen? How can you adults let the poor stay poor?" It got me thinking all night about what I once stood for. So yeah, you may all be successful. This meal may well be Michelin, but I'd swap the swine around me now for a dozen kids on Ritalin, because those grubby little shits won't learn your layers of indifference. And yeah, I am tired, I'm exhausted, but teaching's what I do. I feed others before I feed myself, so that, fingers crossed, I never become as overfed as you. Thank you very much.